All right, today's Monday, November 18th, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard. Market is about to close. 3:58 technically. Market closes in 2 minutes here. Let's take a look at what we are looking at on the week here. So I've actually built a new dashboard called Weekly Setups, which you're looking at right now. And I am only looking at tickers that are set up for me or near setup. So positions that I would be willing to entertain this week. Now, I will be adjusting these on Tuesday nights and Sunday nights. So that technically gives me, since I don't trade on Friday, Monday and Tuesday, I've got those 2 days. Then I reevaluate the end of Tuesday. Then I look at Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday we get the commitment to trader data. So I do not trade on Fridays usually. That's the rule. Sometimes there might be exceptions. But what are we looking at? So I've got a couple of things here that I'm in. So I'm currently shorting the livestock markets and I am currently long on equities. So both positions right now in live cattle and then lean hogs, we're short. If we look at the moving averages here, I've actually built out a new indicator here that highlights for the last two bars if the moving averages are crossed and looking bearish or if they're looking bullish. So I have my own moving averages that I've created here as part of my back testing. If these are crossed, then it just gives me a quick indication to know if the price is currently trending down or trending up. So currently, livestock is looking good here. If we look at HE, which is the hogs, and LE, which is cattle, both of these showing red bars, which is good. We've got a um, short-term moving average that is below the longer-term moving average, so that is good for us. We're in profit on both those trades. And then we're in on momentum for the Russell. So my momentum indicator had flagged me in. It's been selling off a bit, and now it's starting to correct and bounce a little bit higher. We're in on a couple positions there. We have had a sell-off. It is trading slightly up right now. And then I just took a position to go long on the S&P, so the micro MES contract. Market just closed there. So MES, I just took a position. Reason being, we've got one of our famous fades that I follow, a person who is historically very wrong. I won't mention names here, but he is currently short and very bearish the market. And my momentum indicator also flagged ES, so the S&P here to go long up top here. So I bought in on this dip. So we're currently long. It's only a half size position as of right now, but we're long S&P. Other things that we're looking at on the week. So wheat is currently set up to potentially go long. I've just thrown a quick like teal arrow here to remind me of what direction we want to be going. But right now this thing's trading lower. We're only up about 2% today. We're looking at soybean oil, which it's going to be tough to find a news failure on this thing and a reason to get in. It's actually kind of neutral since the moving average is crossed here. So not in a trade right now, but I'm kind of watching that to go short. And then we talked about the Russell for momentum. We talked about S&P. Looking at Ethereum here, I'm looking at a gap fill to get back into a position here to go long. Bitcoin has obviously been soaring. As you guys are probably following here, it's at all-time highs. We're looking to get in on an ETF for Ethereum. It just trades a little bit easier than how small the contracts are on micro Ethereum for futures. So we're doing the ETF instead. I also like Canadian dollar that's sold off to 4-year lows recently. Catching a bit of a bid today. But yeah, this thing is just slaughtered. I mean, look at how bad this chart is. I mean, this thing is way down, and we're still trending lower. So I don't like. I mean, this is the 5-year chart. I mean, this thing is crazy. There's a wedge pattern that's getting broken and it's heading lower. So I don't like this chart at all to go long, but commitment to trader data is showing us that we should be looking to go long here. People are getting crowded on the short side, so there is an opportunity for us to head higher. It's just a matter of finding when the turn in the market actually is. And then natural gas, same thing. We're actually looking at going long on natural gas, but natural gas obviously expensive to store it. It traditionally is going to be ticking lower. There's a carry cost here to be going long, so I don't really like going long natural gas, but we are looking at commitment to trader data that is showing that it makes sense to be on the long side here, but we're also coming up against resistance here and resistance here, 2.95 and 3.2, and then probably around 3.4. So Nat gas is a tough one to go long. We're probably going to stay away from that. Might look to short it if it does get up a little bit higher. But that's the charts we're looking at. I'm also looking at this MSTZ inverse ETF, 2x inverse of MSTR, MicroStrategy, which is heavily levered on Bitcoin right now. It's actually at an all-time high, I believe. Let's just double check that. Yep, it hit an all-time high today. I currently closed the position, took a little bit of a profit earlier today at 1.8, and I am just kind of eyeing this thing. If we get like a real big squeeze up, I will probably get in on some positions here to go inverse because it's just a matter of time until that thing comes down. But can we stay liquid in order to do that, or we kind of play the volatility? So I'm going to try to play the volatility on that with some small positions on the inverse, assuming this thing is going to come down with time. Tesla's having a nice pop today on some news regarding which this is not surprising either. They're trying to get some regulatory approvals from the federal level to make it easier for autonomy and autonomous driving. So Tesla's trading up from, I believe it was about 320, now it's back to about 340. And then gold and a lot of the metals actually had a pretty big jump today. Gold up 1.7, $44. Silver up 2.6%. So yeah, a lot of initial movement here, but everything has been so beaten up. Like gold got beaten down to about 25.50. It sold off about $230 from the high, maybe 250 from the high. So we're just kind of watching the markets right now. Not too much to be in. We're kind of long equities, short livestock, given a commitment of traders and the momentum indicator. So not much else I'm looking at. We'll talk again during the week. I'll put together my weekly report per usual, and we'll talk again likely on Wednesday. Thanks.